Imagine a time before cities, before technology, when the world was wild, untamed, and full of mystery. Picture a vast desert stretching endlessly beneath a sky painted with the first light of dawn, where silence reigned and the only sounds were the whispers of the wind and the distant call of birds. Thousands of years ago, along the life-giving banks of the Nile, a remarkable civilization began to flourish. Here, the river was more than water, it was the heartbeat of a people, the source of their stories and dreams. This is ancient Egypt, a civilization that built pyramids reaching for the heavens and developed a society whose achievements still fascinate us today. Their monuments carved with mysterious symbols have stood the test of time. But what did the Egyptians believe? What stories explained their world, their fears, and their hopes? Their beliefs were woven into every aspect of life. Their mythology was more than entertainment. It shaped their laws, rituals, and understanding of the universe. It was the foundation of their identity, guiding their actions and connecting them to the divine. These myths explain the sun's daily journey across the sky, the miraculous floods of the Nile that brought life to the land, and the mysteries of life and death, what awaited beyond, and how to prepare for the unknown. To truly understand Egypt, we must understand their creation story. A tale of gods, chaos, and the birth of order from nothingness. Our journey begins at the very dawn of time, before even time itself had a name, when the world was shrouded in darkness and silence. The Egyptians' creation myth is about the emergence of order from chaos, light from darkness, and the first spark of life from a silent, watery abyss. In this endless void, the seeds of creation were hidden, waiting for the moment when the universe would awaken. Let's step into this ancient world and uncover the secrets of their creation myth, a story that begins in an endless, dark ocean, where possibility and wonder were born. Prepare to witness the birth of a universe, as we explore the captivating mysteries of Egyptian mythology and the timeless stories that shaped a civilization. Before the first sunrise, there was only none, an infinite, dark, motionless ocean. Imagine a world without boundaries, where time itself had not yet begun, and the only presence was this endless, silent sea. The ancient Egyptians believed that before anything could exist, there had to be this vast emptiness, a place untouched by light or sound. None was not water as we know it, but a primeval abyss, the potential for everything, yet containing nothing. It was the raw, undifferentiated chaos from which all things would eventually arise. In this formless void, there was no up or down, no earth or sky, just the endless possibility of creation, waiting to be awakened. No light, no shadow, no life, just the silent, boundless expanse of chaos. The air was thick with mystery, and the silence was absolute, as if the universe itself was holding its breath, anticipating the first spark of existence. The Egyptians saw Nun as the ultimate mystery, the state before existence, a realm beyond human understanding. It was the backdrop against which all stories of creation would unfold, a symbol of the unknown and the unknowable. From this profound nothingness, everything would emerge not from nothing, but from transformation. None was the canvas, and creation was the first brushstroke, turning emptiness into life and order. This theme of a watery chaos is found in many cultures, but for Egypt, the Nile's floods made it especially meaningful. Each year, the river's rising waters brought both destruction and renewal, echoing the myth of creation from chaos. Nun was the source of all things, the womb of the cosmos, holding the raw energy of creation. It was both a place of danger and of hope, a reminder that from the unknown, new worlds can be born. For an eternity, there was only Nun, a silent, endless expanse, holding all potential. In this stillness, the seeds of everything that would ever exist were quietly waiting. But this stillness would not last. Something was about to change, a subtle shift in the darkness that would set the universe in motion. Deep within Nun, a consciousness began to stir. The first glimmer of awareness, the faintest spark of intention, was awakening in the depths. A thought was about to form, the silence was about to be broken, and the journey from nothingness to creation was ready to begin. The first act of creation was on the horizon, ready to break the eternal silence. From the endless ocean of nothingness, the world was about to be born. From the silent abyss, a thought emerged, a consciousness aware of itself. In the endless darkness before time or form, there was only stillness and potential. Yet, within this void, something extraordinary began to stir. This was the first moment of existence, the spark that set the universe in motion. Light pierced the darkness, and with it, the possibility of creation was born. The Egyptians believed this being willed itself into existence. Atum, the all, or the complete one. Atum was not created by any other force. He was the origin, the first cause, the self-begotten source of all things. Atum arose from none, the boundless watery chaos, sometimes appearing on the Benben, the first mound of land. This sacred mound was the very foundation upon which life would be built. This image echoed the Nile's receding floods, revealing fertile earth. Just as the river's waters withdrew to expose new land, so too did creation emerge from the depths. Alone, Atum contained both male and female principles, the potential for all life. He was unity and duality, holding within himself every possibility, every future. His task, to bring forth a world from his own essence, to create order from chaos. From his being, the first gods and the first elements would arise, shaping the cosmos. Atum's awakening was the universe becoming aware of itself, a powerful idea. In that instant, awareness and intention became the seeds of all creation. Before matter or energy there was thought. The act of self-realization was the first act of creation, a silent promise of all that was to come. From this solitary consciousness, a pantheon of gods and a world of complexity would be born. The myths and legends of Egypt would spring from this single, profound moment. All of it began with this miraculous moment of self-realization in the dark waters of Nun. The first breath of life, the first glimmer of hope, emerged from the depths. The journey of creation was just beginning, and with it, the story of everything that would ever be. Atum's act of self-creation set the stage, but another figure soon took the spotlight: Ra, the sun god. Atum and Ra were often seen as two aspects of the same creator, Atum as potential, Ra as active, radiant life. Ra emerged as a brilliant light, banishing the darkness of Nun. This was the first dawn, the sun's golden light flooding the cosmos. Ra sailed across the sky in the Manjet, establishing the rhythm of day and night. He was not just a light, but an intelligent creator. The world and its people were born from his words and tears. Humanity, born from Ra's tears, was directly connected to the divine. Each sunrise was a reenactment of creation, each sunset a journey through the underworld, where Ra battled chaos to be reborn. Ra's daily journey symbolized the eternal struggle between order and chaos, placing him at the center of Egyptian belief. With light established, Ra's next act was to fill the universe. From his own essence, he created Shu, god of air, and Tefnut, goddess of moisture. Shu and Tefnut were the first divine pair, representing air and water, the building blocks of life. They ventured into the cosmos and became lost. Ra sent his eye, a powerful, fiery entity, to find them. The eye of Ra searched the darkness, finally reuniting the divine family. Overjoyed, Ra's tears gave birth to humankind. The reunion of Shu and Tefnut affirmed the power of creation and set the stage for the next generation of gods. Their union brought duality, air and water, male and female, into the universe. With their return, the process of creation could continue. Shu and Tefnut produced Geb, god of earth, and Nut, goddess of sky. At first, Geb and Nut were locked in a tight embrace, no space for life. Shu separated them, creating the atmosphere and the space for life to flourish. Geb became the earth, Nut the starry sky arching above. Every day, Ra sailed across Nut's body. Every night, she swallowed him, giving birth to him at dawn. This explained the cycle of day and night in mythic terms. The separation of earth and sky was the act that ordered the cosmos. From this, the world's structure was set, and the stage was ready for the gods to interact with mortals. Geb and Nut's children would become the next generation of gods, shaping the world. The creation of the world was complete. The story was ready to move from the cosmic to the earthly. As the world took shape, a central concept emerged: Ma'at. Ma'at meant order, truth, justice, and balance, cosmic harmony. She was both a principle and a goddess, her feather used to weigh hearts in the afterlife. Ma'at held the universe together, established by Ra's victory over chaos. Everything, from stars to society, was expected to follow Ma'at. The pharaoh's duty was to uphold Ma'at on earth, maintaining justice and order. Any injustice threatened the universe itself, strengthening chaos. Ma'at guided law, ethics, and daily life. After death, hearts were weighed against her feather. Only the just would live forever. Ma'at was the path to eternity. The creation story is also about humanity's purpose. Humans, born from Ra's tears, had a special bond with the divine. People were not separate from the gods or nature, they were part of the cosmic order. Egyptians believed their daily lives helped maintain Ma'at. Farming, family, and worship were acts of cosmic harmony. The gods were present in every aspect of life. The sun, the river, the earth. Temples were homes for the gods, and rituals kept the divine order strong. People prayed, offered gifts, and sought guidance, believing the gods could intervene. Death was a transition, not an end. Mummification and sacred spells prepared souls for the afterlife. Eternal life depended on living in accordance with Ma'at and passing final judgment. The creation myth gave Egyptians a beginning, a purpose, and a destination. The Egyptian creation story was the blueprint for their civilization. Its themes, order from chaos, the power of the sun, cosmic balance, are carved into Egypt's stones. The pyramids symbolized the Benben, the first land to rise from Nun. Temples along the Nile mirrored the journey of creation, from horizon to sanctuary. Sacred lakes represented the primeval ocean. Through architecture and ritual, Egyptians relived their origins. This legacy endures. Stories of Ra, Adam, Geb, and Nut still captivate us. Their myths have shaped art, literature, and our fascination with Egypt. Ultimately, the creation myth is a story of hope, light from darkness, order from chaos, meaning from mystery. It reminds us of the enduring human quest to understand our place in the universe. Egyptian mythology is one of the most fascinating elements of ancient history. It is a collection of myths from ancient Egypt, which describe the actions of the gods as a means of understanding the world around them. These stories were deeply entwined with the daily lives of the Egyptians, shaping their culture, religion, and understanding of the universe. The mythology served not only as entertainment, but also as a way of explaining natural events and human emotions. The gods in Egyptian mythology were often depicted with human bodies and animal heads, representing different aspects of life and nature. Each god had its own domain, like the sun, the Nile, or the underworld. These stories have been passed down through generations, often depicted in hieroglyphics and art on temple walls. They were not just stories, but were believed to be real accounts of the gods' actions. Among the pantheon of gods, the story of Osiris, Isis, and Set stands out as one of the most dramatic and meaningful. It is a tale of love, betrayal, and the eternal struggle between good and evil. This story has been told and retold, each time revealing new lessons about life and morality. Understanding these myths provides insight into the values and beliefs of the ancient Egyptians. They reflect the people's understanding of life, death, and the afterlife, and they continue to capture the imagination of people today. Osiris was one of the most revered gods in Egyptian mythology. He was the god of the afterlife, the underworld, and the dead, and he was also associated with fertility and agriculture. As a king, Osiris was known for his wisdom and just rule. He brought civilization to the Egyptians, teaching them agriculture, law, and religion, which transformed their society from chaos to order. Osiris was often depicted as a handsome man with green skin, symbolizing rebirth and vegetation. He wore the Atef crown and carried a crook and flail, symbols of kingship and authority. His teachings and leadership helped to establish a prosperous and harmonious kingdom. Under his rule, the land of Egypt flourished, and the people lived in peace and prosperity. The Egyptians viewed Osiris as a benevolent ruler who cared deeply for his people. His ability to bring order and civilization made him a beloved figure, and his story became central to Egyptian religious beliefs. The annual flooding of the Nile, which brought life to the land, was associated with Osiris, symbolizing his power to renew and sustain life. Osiris's role as a wise ruler extended beyond death. He was seen as a just judge in the afterlife, where he weighed the hearts of the deceased against the feather of Ma'at, the goddess of truth and justice. This judgment determined the soul's fate, ensuring that only the righteous could enter the afterlife, further cementing his legacy as a fair and just ruler. Set, the brother of Osiris, was the god of chaos, storms, and desert. Unlike Osiris, Set was often associated with disorder and violence. He was depicted with a mysterious animal head, which was a combination of various creatures, symbolizing his chaotic nature. Set's heart was filled with envy and ambition, and he grew increasingly jealous of Osiris's success and the love he received from the people. The jealousy that consumed Set began to fester, leading him to plot against his brother. Set believed that he was the rightful ruler of Egypt and was determined to overthrow Osiris. His envy blinded him to the harmony and prosperity that Osiris had brought to the land. Set's desire for power became his sole focus, and he was willing to do anything to achieve his goal. Set's cunning nature led him to devise a plan to get rid of Osiris once and for all. He secretly built a beautiful chest, crafted to fit Osiris's exact measurements. Set, then, invited Osiris to a grand banquet, pretending to honor him. During the feast, Set presented the chest and announced that whoever could fit perfectly inside it would receive it as a gift. Osiris, unaware of Set's true intentions, stepped into the chest to demonstrate his fit. The moment Osiris lay inside, Set's henchmen swiftly closed the lid and sealed it shut with nails and molten lead. Set's betrayal was complete, and he had succeeded in his treacherous plan to eliminate his brother. With Osiris trapped inside the chest, Set and his followers threw it into the Nile River. The chest floated down the river, eventually coming to rest in Byblos, where it became embedded in a tamarisk tree. The murder of Osiris plunged Egypt into chaos, as Set seized the throne and ruled with an iron fist. Disorder, drought, and suffering spread throughout the land, reflecting Set's chaotic nature. The death of Osiris was a devastating blow to the people of Egypt. Their beloved king, who had brought them prosperity and peace, was gone, and in his place was a tyrant who thrived on chaos and destruction. The natural order was disrupted, and the once fertile lands began to wither under Set's rule. The people mourned the loss of Osiris, and their cries reached the heavens. The story of Osiris's murder was not only a tale of betrayal, but also a reflection of the ancient Egyptians' understanding of life and death. Osiris's demise symbolized the cycle of life, death, and rebirth, which was central to their beliefs. His death was not the end but a transition to another realm, where he would continue to reign as the lord of the afterlife. Despite the tragedy, the story of Osiris's murder laid the groundwork for hope and redemption. It set the stage for the heroic actions of Isis, who would stop at nothing to restore her husband and bring balance back to Egypt. Her unwavering love and determination would become a beacon of hope in the dark times that followed. Isis, the wife of Osiris, was a goddess of magic, healing, and motherhood. She was deeply revered for her wisdom, compassion, and unwavering devotion to her husband. Upon learning of Osiris's fate, Isis set out on a perilous journey to find his body and restore him to life. Her quest was filled with challenges, but her love for Osiris gave her the strength to persevere. Isis's search took her across the lands of Egypt and beyond. She used her magical powers to navigate the treacherous waters of the Nile and the dangers of the desert. Her determination was unmatched, and her bravery inspired those who aided her on her journey. Isis's magic was not only a tool for her search, but also a symbol of her inner strength and resilience. After a long and arduous journey, Isis discovered Osiris's chest in Byblos. Using her magic, she managed to open the chest and retrieve Osiris's body. Her love and devotion were so powerful that they transcended death, and she was able to use her spells to breathe life back into Osiris. This act of resurrection was a testament to her incredible power and the depth of her love. Isis's bravery and magic not only brought Osiris back to life, but also restored hope to the people of Egypt. Her actions demonstrated that love and goodness could triumph over evil and chaos. The story of Isis's unwavering dedication became a symbol of hope and resilience, teaching the Egyptians that even in the darkest times, love and magic could bring light and renewal. The story of Osiris, Isis, and Set is a classic tale of the battle between good and evil. Osiris, with his wisdom and just rule, embodied the forces of good. He represented order, civilization, and the flourishing of life. In contrast, Set symbolized chaos, destruction, and the darker aspects of human nature. The conflict between these two brothers was a reflection of the natural balance between harmony and disorder. This myth highlights the eternal struggle between opposing forces, a theme that is prevalent in many cultures and religions. The Egyptians believed that life was a constant battle between Ma'at, or order, and Isfet, or chaos, and the story of Osiris and Set exemplified this belief. It taught them that while chaos and evil might temporarily triumph, goodness and justice would ultimately prevail. Isis's role in this epic saga further emphasized the power of love and magic in overcoming adversity. Her actions demonstrated that even in the face of overwhelming odds, hope and resilience could restore balance and harmony. The story served as a moral lesson, encouraging the Egyptians to uphold the values of truth, justice, and loyalty. The enduring appeal of this myth lies in its universal themes and timeless lessons. The battle between Osiris and Set continues to resonate with people today, reminding us of the importance of standing up against injustice and fighting for what is right. It is a story that transcends time and culture, offering valuable insights into the human condition. The legend of Osiris, Isis, and Set has left an indelible mark on Egyptian mythology and culture. It is a story that has been passed down through generations, each telling adding new layers of meaning and interpretation. The themes of love, betrayal, and the struggle between good and evil continue to captivate audiences, making it one of the most enduring myths of ancient Egypt. Osiris's legacy as a wise and just ruler is celebrated in the rituals and beliefs surrounding the afterlife. As the god of the dead, he remains a central figure in Egyptian religion, symbolizing the hope of resurrection and eternal life. His story is a reminder of the importance of justice and the promise of renewal, both in this life and the next. Isis' bravery and magic have made her a beloved figure in mythology. Her devotion to Osiris and her ability to overcome adversity have inspired countless stories and legends. She is often depicted as a nurturing and protective figure, embodying the qualities of motherhood and healing. Her legacy lives on as a symbol of love, resilience, and the transformative power of magic. The story of Set serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of envy and ambition. His actions bring chaos and destruction, highlighting the consequences of unchecked power and greed. Yet, his role in the myth also underscores the necessity of balance between order and chaos, a fundamental aspect of Egyptian cosmology. The epic saga of Osiris, Isis, and Set continues to be relevant today, offering timeless lessons about the complexities of human nature and the enduring power of love and justice. It is a story that transcends time, reminding us of the eternal battle between good and evil, and the importance of striving for harmony and balance in our lives. Imagine a land sculpted by a single life-giving river, a ribbon of green cutting through endless golden sand. This was ancient Egypt, a place where the landscape itself seemed to breathe with mystery and promise. The Nile was not just a river, it was the heartbeat of a civilization, nourishing the soil and the spirit of its people. For millennia, a remarkable civilization flourished here, building pyramids that touched the sky, monuments to ambition, faith, and the enduring quest for immortality. They created art that still speaks to us, vibrant with color and meaning, telling stories of gods, kings, and the afterlife. The Egyptians saw the sun and stars as more than just lights. They saw a universe alive with powerful gods and goddesses, each shaping the world in their own way. Magic and the divine were woven into daily life. Every sunrise, every harvest, every breath was a gift from the gods, and rituals honored this sacred connection. Their world was governed by Ma'at, truth, balance, justice, and harmony. This principle was the foundation of society, guiding both rulers and commoners alike. The sun rose, the Nile flooded, and the pharaoh, more than a man, a living god, kept chaos at bay, ensuring the cycle of life continued unbroken. Stories were not just entertainment, they explained the mysteries of life and death, good and evil, order and chaos. Through these tales, wisdom was passed from one generation to the next. Myths were carved on temple walls, painted in tombs, and written on papyrus, shaping the very fabric of Egyptian culture and identity. These tales explained creation, epic battles, and the eternal struggle for balance, a cosmic dance between order and chaos. Among them, one story stands out, a tale of betrayal and a bitter struggle for a kingdom, echoing the challenges faced by every generation. It is the epic conflict between Horus, the falcon-headed god of the sky, symbol of rightful kingship and hope, and Set, the god of the desert and chaos who brought storms and disorder to the land. Their battle was for more than a throne. It was for the soul of Egypt, for the right to shape its destiny and future. This cosmic war pitted order against the destructive power of disorder, a struggle reflected in every aspect of Egyptian life. The outcome would define kingship, and the triumph of justice for all time, setting the standard for rulers who followed. In this world, the pharaoh was the bridge between mortals and gods, upholding Ma'at and ensuring the world remained in balance. The myths guided rulers and comforted the people, offering hope in times of uncertainty and reminding them of their place in the universe. The story of Horus and Set became the foundation of Egyptian kingship, a symbol of the eternal struggle to maintain harmony. It taught that even in the face of chaos, order could be restored, and that justice would ultimately prevail. The struggle between these gods was a lesson for all Egyptians, a reminder that every generation must defend balance and truth. Their story endures, echoing through the ages, whispered by the winds that sweep across the desert and the stones of ancient temples. It is the promise that justice and harmony will always return, as certain as the sunrise over the Nile, and that the legacy of Egypt's gods and pharaohs will never fade. To truly understand this conflict, we must first meet the legendary combatants at the heart of Egypt's most enduring myth. Horus, the falcon-headed god, was the son of Osiris and Isis, destined for greatness, embodying Ma'at, the principle of truth and balance, and the very essence of divine kingship. He symbolized order, stability, and the protection of Egypt, standing as a beacon of hope for the people. On the other side stood Set, his uncle, a mysterious and unpredictable god with the head of a strange beast, unlike any real animal. Set ruled the harsh deserts, embodying storms, violence, and chaos. He was the force of disorder, always lurking at the edges of civilization. He was the challenger, the usurper, the force that threatened to unravel Ma'at and plunge the world into turmoil. Horus soared above as the sky god, protector of the pharaoh and symbol of justice, his watchful eyes ever vigilant. Set was the master of the Redlands, the god of sandstorms and outsiders, forever representing the unknown and the untamed. While not purely evil, sometimes defending Ra on his nightly journey through the underworld, Set's nature was fundamentally disruptive, always testing the boundaries of order. Horus represented the light and order Egyptians cherished, the promise of renewal, and the triumph of good over chaos. Set embodied the dangers lurking beyond civilization, the unpredictable forces that could strike at any moment. Their rivalry was the eternal struggle between order and chaos, a cosmic battle reflected in every aspect of Egyptian life. The people saw hope in Horus and feared the wild, unpredictable power of Set, praying for balance and protection. This contrast shaped Egyptian beliefs about kingship, the afterlife, and the very structure of the universe itself. The battle lines were drawn, order versus chaos, inheritance versus ambition, a struggle that echoed through generations. The fate of Egypt and the balance of the cosmos itself hung in the balance as these two mighty forces clashed. The seeds of conflict were sown in betrayal, their roots twisting deep beneath the golden sands of ancient Egypt. In the shadowed halls of the palace, suspicion and envy grew, threatening the peace Osiris had built. Osiris, beloved king, ruled Egypt with wisdom and justice, bringing prosperity to the land and harmony to its people. But his brother Set, consumed by jealousy and ambition, plotted to seize the throne for himself, his heart hardened by resentment. At a grand banquet, Set unveiled a beautiful chest, promising it to whoever fit inside, his voice smooth and inviting, masking his true intentions. Osiris, unsuspecting and trusting, lay down in the chest. Set slammed the lid shut and cast it into the Nile, sealing his brother's fate. Isis, Osiris's devoted wife, searched tirelessly, using powerful magic and unwavering love to recover his body from distant lands. But Set, discovering her plan, tore Osiris into 14 pieces and scattered them across Egypt, determined to erase his brother's legacy forever. Isis, undeterred by grief or danger, gathered the pieces and with powerful spells and the help of her sister Nephthys, conceived a child. Horus. Raised in secret, Horus grew up with one purpose: to avenge his father and reclaim the throne. his destiny shaped by loss and hope. Set's brutal acts seemed to secure his rule, but Isis's determination and faith in the gods kept hope alive for Egypt's future. The struggle between order and chaos had begun, echoing through the land and the hearts of its people. Horus's birth was a miracle of magic and love, a beacon of hope in Egypt's darkest hour. The throne of Egypt was now contested by nephew and uncle, each driven by fate and the will of the gods. The fate of the kingdom would be decided by their epic struggle, a battle that would shape the destiny of Egypt for generations. The gods watched as the balance of Ma'at teetered, their judgment looming over mortals and immortals alike. The stage was set for a legendary battle, where the future of Egypt and the very order of the world hung in the balance. When Horus came of age, he challenged Set before the council of gods, claiming his right to the throne. Set mocked him, insisting only strength should rule. Thus began the great contendings, 80 years of contests testing strength, cunning, and magic. In one contest, they became hippopotami, competing to stay submerged. Isis's attempt to help Horus backfired, angering Set. In another, they raced boats of stone. Horus cleverly disguised his wooden boat, while Set's real stone boat sank. Furious, Set attacked, turning contests into chaos. The battles were brutal, with victories and defeats on both sides. The gods watched, divided in their loyalties. Horus's cleverness clashed with Set's brute force. The kingdom remained in limbo, its fate undecided. The struggle reflected the cosmic battle between order and chaos. Neither god could claim final victory. Egypt waited for resolution. The conflict turned violent, leaving both gods scarred. In a fierce battle, Set tore out Horus's eye, blinding the sky god and symbolically attacking Ma'at. Horus's wound was devastating, but Thoth, god of wisdom, restored his eye with magic. The restored eye of Horus became a symbol of healing, protection, and restoration. Horus's suffering showed that order could be wounded but not destroyed. In turn, Horus struck Set, injuring his uncle's strength and virility. Both gods bore the scars of their struggle. Their wounds were symbols. Chaos could blind, but order could heal. The war left neither unmarked. The struggle for Egypt's throne was now personal and cosmic. The fate of Ma'at hung by a thread. After decades of conflict, the gods intervened. The Council of Gods, the Ennead, gathered to decide the rightful king. Younger gods supported Horus, citing law and inheritance. Elder gods, led by Ra, admired Set's strength and experience. The debate raged. Was kingship about justice or power? The gods were deadlocked, unable to choose between right and might. Set mocked Horus. Horus stood firm on his claim. The stalemate mirrored the cosmic struggle itself. Egypt's fate remained uncertain. The gods' indecision threatened the balance of the world. A final verdict was desperately needed. With the gods deadlocked, Thoth proposed seeking Osiris's judgment from the underworld. The gods agreed, sending a message to the murdered king. Osiris's reply was clear. "Why is my son not on my throne?" He warned of dire consequences if justice was denied. The threat from the underworld broke the stalemate. The gods, even Ra, could not ignore Osiris's demand. The council declared Horus the rightful king. Set's claim was rejected. The throne returned to Horus. Justice and order triumphed at last. The cosmic balance was restored. With the gods' judgment, Horus ascended the throne. The double crown of Egypt was placed upon his head, symbolizing unity and restored order. Horus's rule marked a new era of stability and justice. Every pharaoh became the living Horus, upholding Ma'at. Set was not destroyed. Instead, he was given a new role. He joined Ra's solar boat, defending the sun from chaos each night. Chaos was not annihilated, but harnessed for the good of all. The universe found balance. Order ruled. Chaos served. The rightful king sat on the throne, and harmony returned. Egypt's divine cycle continued. The story of Horus and Set became the foundation of Egyptian kingship. It taught that order, justice, and truth would always triumph over chaos. The pharaoh, as living Horus, was guardian of Ma'at. The eye of Horus became a symbol of protection and healing. The myth shaped Egyptian culture, art, and belief for millennia. It offered hope that balance would always be restored. The struggle between order and chaos is eternal, but justice endures. In Horus's victory, Egyptians saw the promise of a new dawn. Have you ever looked up at the stars and wondered what comes next? That question shaped the ancient Egyptians' entire world. In a land of golden sands and the life-giving Nile, they sought answers not just in stories, but in a grand cosmic map, a guide for living and a promise for what lay beyond death. Their mythology was a story of gods, monsters, and the enduring power of the human soul. It all began with the sun god, Ra, who sailed his boat across the sky by day and braved the underworld by night, only to be reborn at dawn. For the Egyptians, this cycle was more than day and night. It was a symbol of life, death, and rebirth. They believed their spirits, like the sun, could journey through darkness and find a new beginning. Imagine standing by the Nile, pyramids rising in the distance, monuments not just for kings, but for gods on earth preparing for eternity. Every carving, every scroll, was a piece of this cosmic puzzle. The Egyptians lived their lives in preparation for the next one. So let's begin our journey, not with a spaceship, but with imagination, back to ancient Egypt. We'll explore their beliefs, rituals, and their undying quest for eternal life. This isn't just history, it's a journey into the human spirit. Let's unveil the mysteries together. For the ancient Egyptians, death was a doorway, not an end. When a person died, their journey had only just begun. The family began vital preparations, not just mourning, but ensuring the soul's safe passage. Mummification was a sacred art. Embalmers removed the organs, preserved them in canopic jars, and left the heart, the seat of memory and emotion, inside the body for judgment. The body was dried and wrapped in linen, while priests chanted prayers and recited spells from the Book of the Dead, a guidebook for the afterlife. This book, tucked within the wrappings, contained the words and secrets needed to overcome the underworld's challenges. After 70 days, the funeral procession led the mummy to its tomb. Before sealing the tomb, priests performed the opening of the mouth ceremony, restoring the senses for the afterlife. The deceased was now ready to begin their journey through the mysteries of the Duat. Every step, every ritual, was designed to prepare the soul for what lay beyond. The Egyptians believed the afterlife was as real as life itself. The journey had only just begun. The Egyptians saw the soul as a complex being, made of several parts, most importantly, the Ba and the Ka. The Ka was a person's life force, their spiritual double, remaining in the tomb and needing offerings to survive. Tombs were filled with food, drink, and images of feasts, magical sustenance for the Ka. The Ba was the personality, depicted as a bird with a human head, free to travel by day, but returning to the tomb each night. The nightly reunion of Ba and Ka was essential. They needed each other to become the Akh, the glorified soul. Mummification preserved the body so the Ba could recognize its home. The tomb was the anchor, the eternal meeting place for the soul's parts. Only when Ba and Ka were united could the soul move forward. This belief shaped every aspect of Egyptian burial and ritual. The journey to eternity was not for a single spirit, but for a complete, unified soul. The Egyptians' vision of the afterlife was as intricate as life itself. Every ritual, every offering was a step toward becoming an Akh. The soul's journey was just beginning. With the funeral rites complete, the soul entered the Duat, the perilous Egyptian underworld. This realm was filled with dangers, fiery lakes, demons, and guarded gates. The soul needed a guide, Anubis, the jackal-headed god, protector of the dead. Anubis was not a figure of fear, but a gentle, steady guide through the darkness. He led souls past monstrous guardians, prompting them with spells from the Book of the Dead. Anubis was their advocate, ensuring they reached the Hall of Two Truths. There, the soul would face its greatest test judgment before the gods. Anubis's role was to deliver the soul safely to this moment. He was not the judge, but the trusted guide. His presence was a promise of fairness and order. The journey through the Duat was treacherous, but with Anubis, the soul was never alone. He was the first friend in the afterlife. The final test awaited in the Hall of Two Truths. The soul arrived at the Hall of Two Truths, a vast chamber where judgment awaited. Osiris, lord of the underworld, sat on his throne, flanked by 42 divine judges. The soul began with the negative confession, declaring innocence of various sins before each judge. "I have not stolen, I have not killed, I have not been deceitful." This was a declaration of innocence, proving the soul had lived by Ma'at, truth, balance, and justice. Morality was central. A good life mattered as much as proper burial. The negative confession was a moral code, a blueprint for living well. Only after this could the soul face the final test, the weighing of the heart. At the center of the hall stood the scales of justice. Anubis would now perform his most sacred duty. The gods watched in silence as the soul's fate hung in the balance. The moment of truth had arrived. The weighing of the heart would decide everything. The weighing of the heart was the climax of the Egyptian afterlife journey. Anubis placed the heart on one side of the scales, a feather of Ma'at on the other. The heart held every deed, word, and thought from a person's life. If it was lighter than the feather, the soul was pure. If heavier, it was burdened by sin. Thoth, the ibis-headed god of wisdom, recorded the result. His word was final. If the heart was heavy, Ammit, the devourer, waited to consume it. Ammit was a terrifying chimera, crocodile, lion, and hippopotamus. To be devoured by Ammit was the second death-total annihilation. No afterlife, no memory. But if the heart was light, the soul was declared true of voice. The weighing was not just a test, but the ultimate judgment of a life. The gods' verdict was absolute. The soul's fate, eternal reward or oblivion, was decided in this moment. The journey's end was near. Osiris, the ultimate judge, presided over the Hall of Two Truths. Once a good king, betrayed and resurrected, Osiris embodied hope for life after death. He was depicted as a mummified pharaoh, his green or black skin symbolizing rebirth. After the weighing, Horus led the worthy soul to Osiris. Osiris welcomed the soul into his eternal kingdom, a moment of acceptance and reward. He was both judge and benevolent ruler of paradise. To reach Osiris was the goal of every soul's journey. His presence gave meaning to every trial. The soul, now accepted, joined the company of the gods. Osiris was the king of the afterlife, and his embrace was the greatest reward. The journey was complete. Judgment in the Hall of Two Truths led to two fates. If the heart was heavy, Ammit devoured it. The soul ceased to exist, erased from memory and eternity. This second death was the Egyptians' greatest fear, not punishment, but oblivion. The threat of non-existence inspired people to live by Ma'at. But for the worthy, a glorious eternity awaited. Declared true of voice, the soul entered the field of reeds, an idealized Egypt of abundance and peace. Here, there was no sickness or sorrow, only eternal joy. Souls, reunited with loved ones, feasted, played, and worked joyfully in the fields. The harvests were always bountiful. The Akh, the glorified soul, could travel with Ra in his solar boat, helping to fight chaos and be reborn each dawn. Paradise was not idleness, but purpose and peace. The Egyptians' vision of eternity was rich, vibrant, and full of meaning. The afterlife was a reward for a life well lived. The soul's journey found its perfect ending. The journey to the afterlife was the heart of Egyptian civilization. Their art, architecture, and values all sprang from this belief. The pyramids and tombs were not just monuments, but spiritual machines for resurrection. The Book of the Dead's spells and images were tools for the soul's survival. The negative confession shaped daily morality. People lived by Ma'at, knowing their hearts would be judged. This created a society valuing truth, order, and community. Today, the temples and treasures of Egypt are echoes of this hope for eternity. The story of Anubis, Osiris, and the weighing of the heart is a timeless lesson about justice and the meaning of life. It reminds us that our actions matter, in this world and beyond. The Egyptians' quest for eternal life still speaks to us across the ages. It is a whisper from the sands of time, urging us to live with purpose,